Call the meeting to order. We're going to open the meeting with prayer. Prayer, and then we're going to proceed with the meeting. Hopefully I'm glad to see all of the audience. So I'm going to open with prayer. Heavenly Father, we just want to say thank you for one day to get this morning, giving us safe passage to this meeting. We ask that you give the midst of all that we've got discussed, that even in our disagreements, we allow the majority to lead and to guide in this thing. Thank you for what you've done. Thank you for keeping moving. We ask that you continue to walk with us. In the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Roll call. Starting with the student life. Lava, Metro. Wayne Crawford, student life. Louisville. Brandon Dillon, student life. Tim Quinn, Secretary of State. Roll call. Jason Lacey, FOD. Miracle Law Medical Center. Those who just introduced themselves, with the exception of one of the gentlemen, are your officers and stewards who are in attendance. Tim Quinn is our executive, our VP, down at the Secretary of State's office. Miracle Long is your keyboard member, the VP steward in the hospital. Crystal Harris is your treasurer. Jason Lacey is your executive vice president. Brian Stellar is D-board. Wayne Crawford is D-board. Lala is chief steward of the hospital, home tech, steward over in FOD. My name is Kevin, and I am the president of CWA. At this time, you all, if you don't, I don't wish you could what you then, should have and are able to pick up a treasurer's report from the back table. And we will like you to peruse the treasurer's report so that we can go over. If you don't have one, you can pick one up at the back table back there, and we'll have a treasurer. While you're perusing the treasurer's report, we need to thank our morning cook, Miracle Long and Garden Sutherland, and he's got a little assistance from Lala, he has some extra items, you have a good store that helped complete the deal. So we can give a little hand of applause for those who come forward.
I got a question. Is this money for just 1 month or 1 year?
That is our current balance.
Oh, okay.
For the year. You get one each month when you come to the meeting that allows you to know where our financial condition is.
All right.
Good morning, everybody. Our previous balance, and I apologize because I just now realized that I don't have the June because we missed the month. So I will have that when we come back in September. I'll have June, August, and then resume. So our previous balance is $113,835.83. Deposits being $33,437.49. Debits being $38,680.81. Regular checks paid, $16,520.44. Electronic withdrawal, $17,668.29. Other debits being $4,492.08. Just keep in mind that we did go through Washington DC as well as paying the fee. No, lost wages will be next month, taxes between the last meeting that we had and now. The building money market account, $14,629.23, $200 deposit, 50 cents in interest, bringing us to $14,829.83 for the money market. Total Premier checking being $808,871.88 for a total asset of $123,701.71. I think I said it wrong, but nonetheless. So still, moving steadily along, we've kind of been stable. Nothing has really been a major impact to us, and just, looking to definitely move forward that direction.
One thing that you're supposed to do is look at that treasurer's report, even though, she gave you a copy, she read off the copy. You're supposed to check it. If you see anything wrong, don't see anything wrong, then you're supposed to pass a motion to approve it. Some of you here for the first time, maybe you haven't been here in a while, so it's good to see you, but I still need you to peruse that treasurer's report. I still need you, someone, the proper motion, Mr. Question, pass the treasurer's report so we can move forward. Tony Tutton makes the motion to pass.
I got questions.
You have a question?
Yeah, I do.
Go ahead.
It says financial summary report of June 1st, 2016 to June 30th, 2016. So is that 1 month? We had 33,000 in deposits. In 1 month, we had 38,000 going out in
Yes.
payments. That's a good amount of money moving around in 1 month, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the regular checks versus the electronic withdrawals. What are the electronic withdrawals paying?
So when it's payroll that goes out, anything that instead of writing a check for might be debited, like how you pay your bills,
Yeah.
ACH or anything like that. So there's some things that instead of writing a check for, we'll use the card for.
And the other debits, what are they?
So they're all put together. I'm sorry. I break them down between the electronic withdrawals. I apologize, let me rephrase that. Electronic withdrawals is straight payroll.
Okay.
And then the debit is where, we'll use the card for, anything like that.
Okay. Previous balance. Okay. That's just, and then I see the 100,000, so we got money in the bank, so to speak,
Right, so there's $108,000 that we use, again, to pay for things as far as whether it's, so anything that's so like when we do the draw today, that will come out of the Premier checking.
Okay.
Anything as far as building expenses typically come out of the money market. So when we rent out the hall and things like that, or rent that we receive from 4310, that goes directly into the money market. So, it's that kitty to use for building repairs and all those different things. When we repair the parking lot, that money should have came out of the money market. However, the first thing that it comes out of is because you only write checks out of the main account.
Right.
You don't write checks out of the money market. So then that money will transfer over, we will deduct the money from the money market to the Premier checking.
Okay. Would you say you guys are trying to keep that number like around the 100,000? You don't want to see it start to dip down? I mean, you don't want to fluctuate too much, right? You want to have that's like a reserve almost.
Right.
So
you want to keep a great cushion just in case anything should ever happen. However, at the same point in time, we're going through a lot of different fights, making sure that we're paying for things because nothing in life is free, especially when it comes to politics or things that we're up against at OSU. So it might fluctuate. However, it's really what we've been doing is shifting costs, cutting out one expense or whatever in order to generate it to something else, just to try and make sure that we're staying afloat and that we're not bankrupt, that we don't have to go and sell off the parking lot or sell off, anything that we've held on to for years. So trying to keep a stable amount, trying to keep above the $100,000 mark, but that's not necessarily always guaranteed, again, because we pay for things such as rallies or, different events and stuff like that. I know everybody has been talking about having a cookout or whatever, which we discussed at the board meeting. So that might take a large amount out. So
Okay.
the amount of money that we bring in doesn't really change much between the people that are hired and then the people that are fired. So because our income doesn't really change, paying more things out, that fluctuates.
So that's kind of why the Republicans want to make it so that you have, what's that, the right to work stuff? They're like, so people are like, well, why? So I'm new, and I'm like, well, why is the union already taking my dues? But then you realize that so if I worked for a whole year, my coworkers are paying the same amount for the whole year. Just because I'm new doesn't mean I shouldn't have to pay the same amount. So it's good.
Your coworkers are paying the same percentage.
Right.
They're not paying the same
Well,
amount.
right, but it's the same weight equal on all of us. And I think what the Republicans want to do is take out that stability, your balance doesn't change that much between who's hired and fired.
Right.
And that's good. So I think what they want to take that stability away to destroy the union, I think.
Right.
Amen.
So that's what I see. Okay.
You
That's
are
cool.
correct.
And I got no more questions. That was
You
good.
sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was an awesome answer, so I thank you.
No problem.
Good second motion. Darling, second motion to accept the treasurer's report. All in favor of accepting the treasurer's report, signify by the sound of aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Hearing none, motion passed. Next thing up on your agenda is the president's report. Talks about the RFP, and the RFP is one of our, not one of our, it is our signature battle at the moment, especially here at the university. Deals with the sell-off of the, or the attempted sell-off of the power plant and the energy resources here at the university.
Stands for
RFP stands for request for proposal, but it is about the sell-off of the power plant. So most of us by now should know what the RFP stands for. We say it every single meeting, but that's just request for proposal, and right now they're actually in the RFI stage. So that is our ongoing battle with the university about the sale of the practice power plant.
Who are they trying to sell it to? Sorry.
So we don't know. It's up to bid. That's not public information. But we have to attempt to fight that. It's a costly battle. We will not release the information. Claim that the vendor information is proprietary information. And so that has been an ongoing battle. And so as you're asking the question, who are they selling to? That too is a question that we are asking. And so we are going to arbitration, fighting for the right to even go to arbitration, so that information will be divulged, so that we will know who the players are, who the vendors are, and that's why we need money. That's one of the things that Ms. Harris spoke about, things that could affect our balance. We have other privatization concerns. There's privatization of Google Industries out of Newark campus. Google Industries move on to Newark campus without any notice to the local, and again to assume and do the work that is done by your local union services and systems. We are fighting that. Once again, looking at arbitration and trying to get that put before arbitrators. That is an extremely important battle that we must win. And it's going to take money to fight these battles. We need to understand that it takes money. We have to be willing to spend that money, because if we don't spend it, it does us no good to have money, but not to have a local, not to have a membership. We allow privatization and outsourcing to run rapid, become rapid throughout the university. You see here in terms of legal battles, so let's, requesting from the district or the national. Give me about 5 minutes, Mike, in the dark, and we'll go back. And the cost of insurance. So we have to go back to the table and negotiate what their payments would be in regards to insurance. And if the insurance payment goes up, then we have to renegotiate what the wages are going to be, because it can't come solely at their expense, where they will have to take a loss or be a state really in the hole. So for the next 2 years, there will be a reopener down in Pickaway County as we try to get our hands around that insurance situation. And that is costly, but that is the nature of negotiating today. And insurance often drives negotiations across the country. People need to understand that that too is not something that collectively one person can control by themselves. There are so many forces involved in the cost of insurance. And you have to evaluate one to make sure that it does not become really what you're working for with insurance, and not really to maintain your status. So those are the issues that people encounter. We need to be aware of that. We need to know that. Understand that it's costly, but we do have to take a good deal. We get 40 cents in this upcoming year across the board. We were able to hold on to longevity pay for them, which is crucial. Really crucial. They were intent, very, very intent in coming up with a 2-tier pay system. What does that mean? Often today, as you go across the country, you will find that there's a 2-tier system and wage structure. Many employers believe that they're paying too much. So they create another wage structure for the people who are to come in the door, different than the ones who are already there. That's what they attempt to do in Pickaway County. We refused to have a 2-tier pay system, and we held on until that issue became a non-issue. We expected to rear its ugly head again in the coming years, but we were able to fight that back. So that is where we are in relationship to those particular issues. At the time, I will let that include our president's report. If there are any questions, I'll build on that reply.
What was the name of the group in Newark, the company that's trying to come in there?
Goodwill Industries. And Goodwill Industries is an industry that traditionally hired, not always, I won't label them as one that they hire people that physical or mental disabilities, but they hire someone who has disability. Often, we believe that they pay them much less than what we see. So, that's also another trend that many employers are using. They play on your heartstrings, tell you that they're hiring and bringing handicapped or disability people to work, giving them opportunities, and else they wouldn't have it. It's really about trying to get a cheaper rate for them. Any other questions? Okay. Any committee reports from our stewards? Ms. Ware?
Student lifestyle agreement regarding NBC company doing the work about a month ago. Yeah. Excited to report the agreement was affirmed amongst the thousands of other agreements that we got out, every other month and things like that. Nonetheless, the agreement was affirmed, the work was returned to members, as Wayne reported to me last week. So looking to get some other agreements affirmed with regards to student work and also student workers, as well as temp workers doing our work, trying to, prevent any contractors that are coming into the area. They don't see student workers as contractors. I do, some other individuals do, because they don't want to hire the individuals that they are not replacing or terminating. So therefore, they're still taking our work, still making what we should be making on a day-to-day basis.
Crystal spoke about contract. Andrew's moving towards a contract, outside contract, moving around in the student life, doing the work that belongs to CWA, CBS staff, and the solid grievance relationship with that. And that grievance was affirmed, meaning that Andrew will no longer be doing that work. Any other committee reports or student reports that need to be given?
Jason Lacey, FOD. We have lifted our freeze on hiring, so we've posted positions here in the last week or two. I think we've got about a handful of positions on the board right now, so we've been on a freeze, I think about 6 to 8 months, we haven't hired anybody. So that's a step in the right direction. We're starting to get some movement to get the custodial work back in FOD. We've lost that, a lot of it's been contracted out. There's a push now internally to bring that back. So we'll see where that fight goes. Hopefully we'll get some of that work back. We did get 2 or 3 buildings back. One being Wills Student Health Center. I think that was three or four jobs that we got back just 2 weeks ago. The building made a big complaint. We had it, we lost it. The custodial contractors didn't do a good job, so we got it back and moving in the right direction.
Wayne Crawford.
Student life, the past couple of days over at Bradley Patterson, I found several temp workers in the area. About number of at least, I'm going to say, at least from 10, 8, 12. It's still out there, especially in study photographs. So we get enough evidence to prove that they're taking our work. And continue to do so on through this duration. My suggestion to everybody in this department, you got temp workers, start taking pictures, start taking texts. Any information we can get, we can fight for this. Because we all here, like Kevin said, we can't all do this by ourselves. So we need our members to help out too.
Tim Quinn, Secretary of State's office, just to kind of bring everybody up to speed on what's going on. Like Kevin said, contracting is not just limited to Ohio State. It's already happened in our office. We formerly had a call center based in-house, was then contracted out to the Cleveland Site Center, which is just what it sounds. It's a group of an organization that hires visually impaired individuals to perform call center work, so then they can get jobs out in other larger call centers. Again, playing on the heartstrings, but they're being paid minimum wage, minimum wage. And the service quality that I'm seeing started out pretty high. However, it has continuously dropped over the last few months. Meanwhile, they laid off 7 of our employees, and along with retirees and people that have quit, we've essentially lost just about half of our staff, half of our bargaining unit members over the last, since December. Our service times have skyrocketed. We used to be 1 to 2 days out in processing our paper filings. That's now shot up to 6 or 7. We had mandatory overtime 2 Saturdays ago, and we're able to get that down to 5 days out. But again, as work increases, if your staffing level remains the same or decreases, those time periods aren't going to get any better, and they're not. There was a most recent email was sent to us, kind of a bribe that was not very well received by our members. We were told that if we were to get down to 5 days out, the chief of staff would purchase pizza for us. We did not meet that goal, and generally people were not real thrilled with that offer. Things remain tense, and it's just a volatile place right now.
about being 5 days out or 4 days out or 6 days out from starting to work, that was one of the main reasons they used to be able to outsource our work. That we were not given a quality service and that they were delayed in the service. So after outsourcing the work to Cleveland Site Center for the Blind, service delays have greatly increased because of the actions that they took. And so we think that that's leading to a second round of layoff by the self-inflicting or putting us in a situation where we're not having the workload. So we need to understand that and realize that and be able to see that. And we also are taking them also legally, of course, won some battles and another battle that we eventually believe we can see that will end up in court fighting. So we have to have those resources to fight this battle. I have passed around a flyer for you all to look at. I like that. Keep moving. It's called Laugh Off. Laugh Off is a fundraiser for Crohn's disease. Crohn's disease is a disease that people say there is no cure. It's an intestinal tract bowel disorder function. And so we are participating in that Laugh Off fundraiser. I passed around the flyers so you can see when it will be held. Hopefully we can send it out in an email blast. There's a fine time, and also there's a worthy call for us to participate. I believe that tickets to that fundraiser is $50. What do you get? You get a comedy show, you got a national comedian that comes in. Last year you got free hors d'oeuvres. I think you got 50 also gave you 2 drinks. No more. I'll be there. 3 drinks. Gave you 3 drinks? Yeah. I'm sorry, gave you 3 drinks. I apologize if there was 2 drinks. But it really is a nice time, and it is an outstanding cause. Your union lawyer named Michael Moses, his son is one of his children is afflicted with this Crohn's disease, and he helps to run that particular fundraiser. And all proceeds and profits go strictly to the Crohn's Foundation. And your local funded, we wrote the check to Crohn's that function of $2,000 to the worthwhile cause. I would greatly appreciate it. The fundraiser would appreciate it. If our membership would go out, it's a good time. It really is a good time. You go and see it. You not only get to laugh, you get to have a drink, you get to have some food too. So I don't think you get beat that. So I'm asking you to go back to your work area, your workstation, and tell people about, hey, there's a fundraiser going on. We can go out and have a good time, get some good comedy, get a little bit to eat. According to Lala, I get 3 drinks. Yeah, we can have a good time. Any other stewards reports? Any other steward reports? Okay, hearing none, I'd like to close that section of our meeting. Any old business? Anybody want to talk about any old business? There you go, Dave.
I like that old business. Dave Lesher, I'm proud to say I'm here with 3 co-workers.
Okay.
I've been lobbying hard to get stuff going. The last couple meetings, we've talked at the membership meeting about people showing up. It's our union, and if the membership rank and file doesn't show up, the leadership doesn't have the input they need to be effective, and the organization doesn't have the solidarity they need to do political action and get people engaged in calls. So all 3 people who showed up, I'm also proud to say I have union backgrounds and kind of know what's going on, but I appreciate the great explanations coming out of the stewards and the breakfast and the setup being right, because people need a taste of the fact that they are in a union, and a workplace presence of the union makes all the difference for the workers. But the old business I wanted to talk about is we've got an grievance about the evaluations process and evaluations from the OSU stores area, and another one on erosion of the bargaining unit. That might be critical to what Crystal Harris was saying about the hospitals. In the OSU storage area, things are a little more extensive. They brought new management in with a data or metrics concept of the way things should go. They've plucked job duties and made titles from what have been traditionally bargaining unit duties in our appendix, and they played fast and loose with titling and job assignments. And that's been grieved, and those grievances are pending and slated for arbitration, from what I understand. I don't think the erosion grievance made the roster in the union paper. That's still being handled, but I noticed the evaluation when it was in there. So if that could be checked, that's fine. But Mike and I recently had evaluations, and I'm willing to grieve in addition to the grievances that are already there if we need an additional grievance. I can do that today. I think Mike and I feel the same about some of their data initiatives. And management in this case is in a real pickle because they've created positions where there isn't necessarily enough duty to go beyond what they've traditionally assigned as storekeepers. They need a custodian in the warehouse, and they need to post and fill positions for temporaries they've had in the past where they could have storage clerks or storekeeper ones. We've got students galore working in the surplus area and the OCIO areas. In a good faith contract situation, those would be posted as jobs. So management's got a lot of work to do to get its people productively assigned and get realigned with the contract. And I'd like to thank the local, and you specifically, Kevin Key, because we don't have a steward in the area, and you've got to fill in and get those grievances going and keep them alive. So whatever's going on with those, or if you need help, I'd be glad to help them. Thanks for keeping those going. They're critical and in step with what's happening at the hospitals and elsewhere as far as the employers are concerned. It's an interesting situation. One of our best benefits, I should mention, is when you get an evaluation, you have a right to attach a page to it, and they can't retaliate against you for filing that page. So there's definite reaction in the workplace when you write those things. But I try to keep the union informed as to what we're doing in the fight at OSU stores. And I try to keep people at OSU stores informed as to what the union is doing in turn to deal with management and the employers offenses in the OSU stores area. So it's an interesting battle. Thanks for the help.
First I want to commend the writer one. You are responsible for 3 cases that I'm looking at here. That's doing what we've been asking people to do. And asking people to bring a co-worker, to bring someone from your area, bring someone from your shop, go out and talk about what it is that you do. It pleases you this morning. And now you go through new cases, but you see another new case that you've been before with yourself. It seems to me to see different people here this morning. I do know this, so I want to thank everybody. I know Brad. He's not a new face to me though, but he is new to the union meeting this morning, and it pleases me also to see you. So that's what we need. We need to keep encouraging your co-workers to come, to get involved, to hear. But I do need, I need more than you to come to the union meeting. I need your labor. I need your work after I need your meeting. That's a different conversation. Any other old business? Any other old business? Let's go to new business. Any new business? Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
I got new business as well. It's kind of old business because I brought it up and I kind of was told it was my individual affair, but I noticed on PBS there was a thing on medical billing, and surprise medical billing. I've been getting a lot of surprise medical billing myself. I'm in the basic PPO and want to be, but in getting physical therapy and chiropractic work, as some of you know, the storekeeper ones have been given all the physical part of their duty and stripped of the clerical part of their duties. That takes a toll, so I've been investigating on my own what's going on with our insurance billing. And people should know, if you get a bill that you question, you should follow up with the people who bill you, with the insurance. PBS reported this is not an individual problem, this is happening all over the country. Physicians do not feel they're being paid the right way with the rollout of various programs. Things roll downhill to employees and people with earned benefits who might not be willing to challenge or question if they get a bill from their physician. One outfit I went to was so embarrassed when they were called on the carpet for fees they were charging me, they stopped charging me altogether. A lot of outlets don't have co-pays, for example. They charge co-pays. A lot of outfits send you bills for your wellness exam and do things that you didn't ask for. When you inquire, there's a gauntlet to run to get your bills adjusted correctly. The people who bill you will tell you to call insurance. The people at insurance have certain things they tell you. Be persistent if you feel you are not getting your earned benefits. And as an example, on my wellness exam, I received billings for out-of-network labs I didn't ask for. Labs, I believe, are supposed to be covered in our wellness exams. That's just one example. Physicians will apply codes that are incorrect. Labs will apply codes that are incorrect. Physicians will refer you to others without your consent or asking for it, and they will send you bills for that. So with the economy the way it is, physicians feel they aren't getting enough money, and people at the patient levels don't want to spar with their physician and argue about their earned benefits or what they earn or not. They trust their physicians to handle their health care and their billing. But when I talk to insurance and the billers, there's lots of confusion, and the reports nationally are that surprise billing is not an uncommon thing. So I've been able to talk physicians out of any number of charges or have them stop charging me altogether based on a minor amount of aggression and phone investigation on my part. So just to be mindful, if you get a bill you question, even though the form looks official, it might not be a bill you're responsible for paying.
Any other new business? Wayne Palmer.
This goes back to the new business, the compensation pay. I'm getting feedback, and I'm not really sure that I would see the evidence of it yet. Getting further feedback from some of our members about the carpet cleaning services and streetlights being contracted out. At this point, I haven't ran across the evidence of it yet. As far as I'm concerned, well, personally myself, I'm not sure, but I want to go at actual investment, as Mr. Evans said, we may need to suggest maybe investigate, look into it, maybe try to negotiate something out to keep our carpet cleaners from doing our carpet.
I believe that carpet cleaning is a function of our CBS staff, our custodial staff.
Right.
So if we happen to see any contractors doing that work, we should read it, do what you think we need to do, take those pictures, make us aware, and we will move in that direction. As fast as soon as we are sure and we can confirm that there is a
And they're located, honestly, I'm not sure where they have it at.
But till we see them, like I said, it's a rumor. And once we are sure, we will attack it.
Right.
Any other new business? New business one more time. Any other new business? Hearing of no new business. It's time to see if we can put a little cash in your hand. It's wrong with that. You got names and tickets, numbers back there?
Yes.
You got a hat? You put it in? Not I got a hat. I'm sorry. You got a hat? You got that box? All right, that'll work. That'll work. All right, that'll work.
Everybody have a ticket?
If anybody don't have a ticket, you get one that's at the table.
Well, if they don't have a ticket, you gotta wait. Does everybody have a ticket for the drawing?
Bring the box, right? Everybody got a ticket? Everybody got a ticket going once, twice, 3 times? Okay.
You go over there, Brian, just right quick, Kevin. 250 and 75.
Yes. First drawing.
Now they're well mixed up.
$50. Now you ain't gonna believe that. You ain't gonna believe that.
He pull his own?
Yeah, the winner is Brandon Della at 50 bucks. All right. Somebody else got to come here, but you can't pull out your name. You only got a ticket. So, let me clear it up a little bit. Pull me one out. David Durant. David, come on up for the ticket. Come for the ticket, David. Oh, man. Honey? Don't worry. He went up. Ain't that nothing? Click here. Oh, come on. It's been here years to show some kids Teddy. All right, David. That's right.
Hey!
Are you other questions? You'll probably get 50 people ready.